Welcome back, dear students. I am Shruti Yagnik, and today we will be studying about how to develop a website in form of learning database connectivity with servlets. In this lecture particularly, we are going to see how to connect to databases, how to fire the SQL statements, and to retrieve the results. So let's begin. Welcome students to JDBC and servlet coding. We shall now create a simple student form in which we are going to enter the details of the student, and this form will be redirected to a servlet. This servlet is responsible to create a table, to insert into table, to update into the table, to delete from the table, and we will also retrieve results using servlets. So let's begin with our task. Here this is my form. This is my simple student form, and here I am taking an input text. Same thing I will do with name for surname and for age of the student. So these parameters I am taking as input, and I will be submitting it to a servlet called JDBC connectivity demo. Now this JDBC connectivity demo entry is already there in web.xml. I have created a servlet named JDBC connectivity demo. This is the servlet tag, and this is the servlet mapping tag for the same. Okay, so this will be my URL, and based on that, this class will be called. Okay, now since we are doing database handling, first thing that we need to do is add a library. This library is my SQL library, that is my SQL JDBC driver. This is the first thing. Second thing is you need to import java.sql.star, otherwise you will not be able to access the various classes, inbuilt classes and interfaces of SQL. Next is you will do response.setContentType, that is text/HTML, and you will create a print writer object, response.getWriter. Okay, now since you are dealing with JDBC, first thing is you will write the query. So my SQL query is for create table name stud, okay, in which first entry is name, which is varchar 10. Second is surname field, which is again varchar 10. Next is age, which is integer 3. This I am closing, and this is my query. Next is I have to specify the URL of the database. So URL of database is jdbc:/localhost:3306, and database is student. Let me see whether I have the database, pre-built database. Yes, we do have, and there is nothing into it. Okay, so this database. Second is my class.forName, in which we are going to register this library. This library is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. okay, now we are going to com.mysql.jdbc.driver. okay, one thing is you will write the code in try catch, so that you don't have to handle any errors or exceptions that are coming, and it becomes easy to find out if there is any problem with your code. Okay, class.forName. Next is, now I will create a connection object. Okay, now con is equal to driver manager dot get connection, into which I will be using this one, that is root, and this. Okay, now I can do create a statement object. Statement object is equal to con dot create statement. Now into create statement we can execute the update by putting inside your create table query, and we can close the connection. Commit is by default true, so data will, or whatever changes you do will be committed. So here I don't need a form to run this program, this code, so I am directly running this code. Okay, this is my data. Now let me check whether it is reflected here. Let me refresh. Okay, inside my student database there is a table called stud with columns age, name and surname. Okay, so we have successfully created the table. Now I am changing the query, and instead of create I am putting an insert query. So insert into a table this stud values we shall insert as, let me view this table first. Name, surname and age. So one is name, say this, then surname is XYZ, and age is 12. Okay, let it be this, and rest remains the same. Let me run. What we can do is, here we can write integer rows, and we can print out.println rows affected if we want, plus rows. Okay, let me run this program. Rows affected is 1, so there is an entry inside. Let us check, browse. Okay, you can see the entry. So we have inserted. Now let us update table name, set name is equal to PQR, where age is equal to 12. Okay, so instead of SBY we will have PQR. Rows affected is again 1. Let us check in the database. Let us browse. Yes, SBY to PQR. So we have inserted, updated. Now we shall delete from stud where age is 12. Okay, and along with this I am writing one more query, that is insert into stud values. Because I am going to need it later on, I am doing this thing. I am adding entries. SBY PQR and age is 22. Okay, yeah. Insert into student values this. Okay, this I don't need as of now, So SQL is already defined. Let me make it SQL1. Okay, let me comment this. I don't need it right now. So currently I'm just deleting the data from this table. So let me run. Your table will now be empty. Okay, it's empty. Right, now let us change and make this SQL1. So now I am inserting the data. I don't need this statement anymore, so I'm inserting this data. Let me insert this data twice. So I'll run this code twice. This is the first time and this is the second time. Okay, let me see what entries are done. Okay, it's inserted, right? Okay, now what we will do is we are going to select from the table. So for that I will change my query first. It will be select star from stud. Okay, here instead of execute update we are going to write SQL execute query. Here you cannot write integer rows because execute query is going to return a result set. Execute query, right? So it is returning result set, so we need to write result set kind of rs. Okay, so we can't have this thing here. So while rs dot next, you are supposed to print your data. Out.println. First you will print name plus rs dot get string and your first column. Second is out.println surname, that is your second column, but instead of that you can just give column name. And third is out.println age plus rs dot get int and third column. Okay, so this is what we can do. We will now run this code. Okay, let's check here. Okay, name age, name surname age, name surname age. Now you are in a total dilemma as to what I'm doing with the form. So this is how you are actually working with real-time websites. You are opening forms, you are registering for your data on a website. So what happens to this data at the back end? Whatever data you are entering can move on. You can imagine it is moving on to a servlet, and this servlet is helping you enter the data into the database. So let us see this process. Let us decode this process. This is my form. I am taking the name, surname and age through this form, and it is being redirected to JDBC connectivity demo. So it is redirected here. So this is a place where I am supposed to get all these parameters. So what I can do is request dot get parameter, and I can take name, request dot get parameter, and I can take surname, and request dot get parameter I can take age. Age is something which is an integer, okay, but this get parameter method, as you can see, is returning a string, okay, but what we want is an integer, so we are supposed to parse it. And after parsing you will pass it here, right? Second is these two are in string, so string name, this is string surname, and this is integer age. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. Now it will be very easy if I use a prepared statement here. Okay, now con dot prepare statement, in which I will give my query, which I have not yet specified. So my query is left. Let me write a query here. I want to insert. So string SQL is insert into stud values and question mark 1, question mark 2, question mark 3. This is what I want to actually insert. Okay, so pstmt dot create statement we have done, no. So pstmt dot prepare, sorry, con dot prepare statement, inside which I will pass my query. Okay, now pstmt, it returns pstmt, and pstmt dot set string. Okay, so first question mark we are going to set name, that is this variable, right? So first is name. Second, pstmt dot set string again, which is going to set second question mark with surname, and pstmt dot set int third question mark by age. Okay, and now pstmt dot execute update, and execute update returns rows affected, right? Okay, prepare statement here, we don't need it anymore. Okay, and out.println rows. Okay, now let us run the code and check. I'm running this. Okay, this is name first, so let me write sby again, surname, and age is 12, and let me submit. So you can see it is redirected to JDBC connectivity with all these parameters, and rows affected is 1. Let us see whether it is being reflected. Yes. Okay, the same thing you can do for deleting statements. For deleting, you can take, you want to delete by name, you want to delete by surname, you want to delete by age, whatever. So you can take these parameters via a form, redirect that particular data that the user is sending. Say age is 12, I want to delete by age, so I'm entering 12 age inside to delete that record. It will be moving on to here. Here you can have your delete query, and the things are as it is further. Okay, so like this you can handle insert, update, delete, select, etc., whatever operations you want via a database. That's all from my side for today. Thank you.